Hi, I'm Milton Rendell. Welcome to Real News Friday. Another pretty busy week. Sales were slowed down a little bit, and that would be more due to the Easter break. A few people did go on holidays, and I think a few people travelled through the state of Western Australia. So sales are down to about 785. But I expect that'll readjust over the next couple of weeks. Stock levels, 8,485. Now that's up about 3% on where we were previously. So we are seeing a small increase in stock levels, but nothing too dramatic. We're still down 31% of where we were a year ago. So that's an interesting statistic. That's a third of the stock basically less than we were a year ago. And obviously our inquiry rate's still very strong. Based on the inquiry rate that we're receiving, we are now starting to see more and more inquiry from investors returning to the marketplace, and in fact we have even been speaking to more developers in more recent times. Now, what that leads to, who knows, but certainly with the amount of activity out there at the moment, people would be reassessing whether they would re-enter doing developments, etc., in and around the Swan area. So I think that's is a positive, and I think that's a good sign, because the sales in Midland, in terms of numbers, have increased. Values haven't moved probably as far as some of the other areas that are reported in the newspapers and through the media. Got to be careful what we listen to and what we focus on in terms of some of these figures that we are hearing. Quite often they are one-offs. That's not the standard for everything, but what we are seeing is inquiry in areas that we haven't had for a long time, and sort of further out than what we normally would. So that's sort of the change in the market. People will spread their wings further when they can't find something in the immediate area. So for example, if you're looking in, say, Bassendean, you may say, oh look, I can't get it, so I'll probably come maybe towards a Guildford, or even drift out to a Helena Valley, but with still a reasonable proximity to where you want it to be. So that sort of changes the dynamic, and we're seeing that people coming out further and further. It's slowly coming out more our way. Our Hills offices are still very busy, and we are still seeing some really great results. Getting back to Midland in itself, we're seeing an increase in sales in the Midland area, and that's very, very encouraging, and we've seen some sales happen fairly quickly on a few. But once again, they are at the cheaper end of the market in terms of these sales that we're talking about. These are under $300,000 sales, so people have got to be aware that it's not across the board. So you just could be mindful. Different product will attract different interest. An interest in a one-bedroom unit will be very different to a three-bedroom, two-bathroom villa. So we have a huge variation in around Midland. So with the inquiry, like I say, is varied. So, but just a word of caution on that. Not saying it's bad. All I'm saying is you just got to be aware that different areas have different inquiry rates and different appreciations as well. In terms of the rental market, still very busy. We recently had a couple of vacancies within the Catalyst building. We were able to fill those within 24 hours basically. So, good quality product is attracting tenants very quickly. But I think we'll see probably the vacancy rate sort of stay where it is still for a little while longer. Employment is a big issue in terms of where the market will be, and I see today Virgin have just announced, or yesterday I should say, have announced that they're going back to re-recruiting some of their staff that let go prior to COVID. And so those sort of encouraging signs will certainly help push our market along and probably maintain our market for another 12 months. But there are some crazy figures being thrown out there. We'll see some appreciation of properties at the moment. The answer is yes. It is in pockets, some areas more than others. Closer to the cities, obviously attracting great interest because that's a different buyer base. But certainly through the Midland and surrounding areas, we had seen a dramatic increase to where we were 12 months ago. So it's all going in the right direction. I think this will continue for some time. I still think we'll see a lot of activity between now and Christmas. I feel that'll still continue the first quarter of next year. In the meantime, if you have anything else you'd like to know about real estate, always welcome, give us a call or check our website, realestateplus.com.au.